Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
We're the Newcomers. Time once again for Mailbag Monday. Do you dread Mondays? Boy, we used to dread Mondays, didn't we?
We used to. Sunday night we dreaded too.
It's not that we didn't like teaching. It's just that, you like the weekends.
To last longer.
Yeah, you do. And now that we're retired, we don't dread Mondays so much. In fact, if we didn't have this show, we probably wouldn't even remember it was Monday.
We would not remember.
Except for you to go to water aerobics.
I'd go to water aerobics. I would remember Monday.
Yeah. On today's show,
one of the best letters we've had in a long time.
That's right. And keeping up with the Joneses.
What happens to frogs after they croak?
Ask Amy. And a new bubble wrap.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. Doesn't it seem like everything has a filter? Did you know your microwave has 3? There's one that's hidden. I'm going to show you where it is and how to change it on this week's bubble wrap.
All that and more on today's show. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions. We've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Thanks to everyone that watched the live show on Wednesday. Those are fun.
They're a little different. I don't know. Not that I'm not nervous. We have a little bit of a script, but it's also kind of fun because you really don't.
We don't have any script.
No, we have some ideas what we might say and what we might talk about. But when we have call-ins and questions, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, the call-ins make it a lot more interesting, I think. Yeah. And we keep an outline there, because if it gets dead, well, think about it. If I told you have to entertain 1,000 people for the next hour, how are you going to do it? It's a little bit tough.
We might dance.
Hey, something funny happened last night, and I didn't tell you this either, but as we age, sometimes we have to get up in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do more than me. Sorry.
Well, I have a little game going that I play. When I get up, I never know what time it is. Because I don't wear a watch and I don't have a clock there where I can see it. So when I get up and go to the bathroom, I kind of think, I guess the time. I try to see what time it is. And last night, I went in there and I don't look at the clock and I go, 4 o'clock. And I looked up and it was 4 o'clock on the nose and I went, yeah! And I about threw my shoulder out of the joint.
ER was, how did you do that? Oh, I was cheering for 4 o'clock.
That is so stupid. But I really did. And it's fun to guess what time it is. So,
well, maybe that's what woke me up because I was awake from 4 to 5 and I'm going, why can't I go back to sleep? Were you in there screaming?
Probably grimaced a little bit. Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, I was awake till 5, and then I did get back to sleep, and so thank goodness. But I did oversleep till 7:15, and that just throws my day. Anyway.
Well, one of our viewers sent us a photo of long lines over at Walmart.
Oh my! Yeah.
Thank you, Chrissy, for that photo. What could be the reason for the long lines?
I don't know. Was there a special ball game going on where they get treats and snacks?
No, we're in the middle of September.
Yeah. Well, the beginning of October, our snowbirds come back.
Now you're talking.
And that is the reason. When snowbirds come back, the Walmart lines will get longer.
Well, your refrigerator is totally empty for the 5 or 6 months, right?
That's
so they come back. They don't have any bread. They don't have any meat. They don't have any milk. They don't have whatever.
Condiments. They're getting ready. Ready.
I saw this picture the other day. This is just discussion, has nothing to do with the villages really, except the fact that we can see those really cool rocket launches from over at Cape Canaveral. Yes. We'll go outside at night and we'll wait for it and we'll kind of count it down and we'll look and we'll see it. And it's an orange ball of fire going up. It's really neat.
It is neat.
But I saw a quiz the other day that said, how many satellites do you think there are orbiting the Earth right now? And, sometimes you can see them. They'll tell you the satellite or the space station is going to pass over and you can go out and watch it. Well, I thought probably 300, something like that.
Yeah, I think I guessed 110.
There are over 11,000 satellites orbiting the Earth as of the end of 2023.
Who knew?
Yeah, that is a lot of celestial objects up there circling the planet.
So how do they get there? That many?
Well, that's what they do over at SpaceX.
They're shooting them off, or they take them up and then they shoot off a bunch of them when they're up there. I mean, how do they do that?
They're like fireworks. They shoot up one big one and then it goes, and they all spread out. They all fly out.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
No, they go up. They might send a couple up at a time. I don't know. Some of you
Wow.
aeronautical people out there can let us know.
Yeah, we should.
But it's neat to live here and see the launches, and now to know that, golly gee, there's over 11,000 of them. We need subscribers. So if you have not subscribed, I think during the show, you're going to see a little red icon in the bottom that says subscribe. You can touch that if you're on your phone. If you don't have a phone or you can't get to it right now, please go to it after the show or pause right now and go subscribe. We're closing in on 68,000, and we'd really appreciate it if you would do that for us.
We sure would like to get to 100,000 sometime
before
we pass away.
It's slow going right now.
These frogs.
We have a viewer video question. Take it away.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. As you can see, Tom and I are at the beach at Lake Michigan, and we're sitting here talking about our lifestyle visit, which is coming up in October. And we are wondering if you could please recap the sequence of events and your timeline once you decided that the Villages was for you. Thank you, and I hope you're having a great day.
Well, that's a tough question to answer. I got to remember back 6 years for that one. What was our chain of events after the lifestyle visit that got us moved to Florida? I'll start and you just chime in, okay?
I'll chime in.
Okay. We loved the Villages when we came. We looked at 15 houses at least, almost all pre-owned. We knew we wanted a pre-owned home. We didn't want to go down to Finney. Finney was the only thing down there at that time.
That's right. That's
right. And we thought it was too far removed, so we wanted a pre-owned. Little did we know that it was going to boom like it did. He told us it would, but I didn't really have the patience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we went home and we thought about those 15 homes. We didn't make an offer on any. And boy, within 2 weeks, they were all sold.
Gone.
And, we're realizing how popular this place is. And so I came across one that really looked interesting on my own. And I called the friend of my son, has parents that live here. So, and it's her son too. And they agreed to come over and look at this home for us. And when they got here, there was an open house going on. And they liked the home, and they were honest with us, and they told it looks really good. And they walked through, and we just Skyped kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we decided we wanted it, and we made a sight unseen offer other than that video.
Yeah, we were afraid that we were going to lose it from that open house. So, yeah, we
made a full price offer.
Yeah, we did.
But I did ask them to throw in their golf cart, which they did. I wrote into the offer that we needed a week to be able to drive down and actually look at it. And they said, no, we can't give you a week because we want to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So they gave us 3 days. So we hopped on an airplane the next day, came down, took a look at it, and she loved it. And I kind of sat back because I was pulling her away from her identical twin and her older sister.
He was afraid that he was doing all the
let's go. I didn't want to be bringing her and having her resent it later.
Yeah.
So I let her totally make the decision.
Yeah.
And she did, and we loved it. And after that, we went straight home.
Yeah.
And we started like a ball of fire, cleaning out closets, cleaning up the basement, putting things on Facebook Marketplace, advertising all my tools. And
was this October when we did that?
It was the 1st of November by the time all this happened.
Yeah, and then I remember having a big yard sale around Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And so all my tools sold like that. If you buy good tools, good quality tools, and you take care of them, you're going to be able to get rid of them.
Yeah. And so that was Thanksgiving, that big, huge yard sale, which was a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. We had things in the garage. We had the driveway filled. We had our other garage. We had lots of things to sell.
And we did not have the house sold. But I heard of a lady from a friend. He said his sister liked our area, and she'd like to look at the house. And she bought it. First person that looked at it bought the house, so that was a pressure off.
Yeah.
We actually sold our home, closed on the deal on November 29.
Yeah.
And we did not close on this home until the next day. So for one day, we were technically homeless.
Yeah.
But luckily, the person that bought our home let us stay in it until we moved, which was officially on December 10th was our first night here, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it. And when we came down here, we didn't know anything. You know, we had watched Skip Smith. You know, he had the only channel really that was telling folks what's going on here in the villages, and we watched him. But that was it. And we came down here. We didn't know where to get a license. We didn't know about transferring this or that, and we had to get the electric and all that business. And anyway, it all just went together like that, like it was meant to be, and we're here. It's been 6 years.
Yeah, we'd pinch ourselves every day getting in the golf cart and riding around, and we're going, oh my goodness, we have just landed in a dream world. Yeah. And still feel that way. We do.
And we had a wonderful life up there, but we lived in a suburban neighborhood that was very hilly, dangerous to walk, even more dangerous to ride a bike. You know, your friends weren't as close. It took an act of Congress to get 3 or 4 friends together to go do something. Yeah. Here, it's so easy.
It's very easy.
It all came together really easy for us, and we hope it does for all of you that are planning the move.
Yeah. Next, we have Bev and Tim in Chicago. Do you find that people in the villages try to keep up with each other? If one paints their driveway, then another one has to paint their driveway. If someone gets a new golf cart, do the neighbors get new golf carts? I hope it's not a contest to see who can outdo the other. Good question. It can be. You know, I've seen people go, oh, they're getting lightning rods on their house. Should we get lightning rods? Oh, you know, the discussions come up for sure. But when we find a good painter and we love our painter, we'll tell our neighbors, and guess what? A week or two later.
Well, we don't even tell them. They come over.
They'll
come over and see
So it is a little bit like that, but you don't have to by any means do that. So.
Well, we noticed, and we were told this at the beginning, that when you drive the neighborhoods, you'll see these fancy driveways.
Yeah.
And when one neighbor gets a nicely painted driveway or pavers on their driveway, often the neighbors will nearby will say, you know, I don't think it's really keeping up with. I think it's just that we've been exposed to a lot of things that are really cool down here.
Yeah.
And when we see them, we think, hey, I'd like to have that.
Yeah, and we make it our own now. I mean, we just, we come into a pre-owned home and we wanted to change a few things. A lot of things we did love, and so we kept that, but we've added a couple of little things to make it our own, and changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we don't work anymore. So, you know, we don't have the income we had before, but we don't have the expenses either. So we found when we want to do something to our home, you know, we try to put the money together and do it, and then show it to you guys and show you what we're doing. Sometimes we feel like we're bragging or showing off, but we really don't mean any of it that way. We just mean it like this is what you can do if you want to do it. Yeah. You know, so that's where we're coming from. We don't try to keep up with anybody.
But that happens everywhere, all around the world.
Sure does.
Everywhere.
Here's a good question. This is from Lloyd Smith Jr. Retirees move to Florida and often stay there until they pass. What happens then? Where are they buried? I don't know. That depends. You know, I did call what do you call it? Mortuary? What do you call it? A funeral home? Yeah, one of those places. I called and asked. And they said it's about 50-50 of the people that go back north and the people that choose to be taken care of down here, because now the new norm is cremation.
Cremation is the new norm, right? So, and a lot of people will probably be cremated and sent back home, back to Indiana.
Yeah, because we already had grave sites up there.
Right, we did. So we'll go back to our family plots.
Yeah, probably we'll do that. Mm-hmm. We've thought about it. You know, it's not anything to shy away from. You know, it's absolutely certain.
It's inevitable.
It's going to happen. And as we get older, you know, well, we see people. We had a dear neighbor pass away. How many? 3 days ago?
Yeah, this last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to happen, and that's a great question. Mm-hmm. We'd say it's about 50-50. People will go here and down there. Now there are a few graves here. Everybody's not cremated, but they're not common. I think you have to do something special with the high water table to bury someone here, and usually it's not done.
Yeah. This is from Hoffman123. Hi, Jerry and Linda. For newcomers, how do you learn how to get around? Is there an app you recommend when driving in your golf car? Does Waze work, or is there a Villages specific app? Love you two. Well, All the above.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the above. Their waste works. Google works, right, Jerry? And,
sure.
And a Villages app works. So you have many ways to find yourself getting around here in the Villages.
So how'd you find Burnshead yesterday?
Went past it, turned around, and came back. When I realized I was at Rohan, I'm going, oopsie. So we've been here 6 years, and we still get kind of confused sometimes. I was going, and you know what? I think the trees were... I usually look for Burnshead in the big brown roof. For some reason, I didn't see it. And I just kept going. I'm going, hello, I'm at Rohan now.
Well, you took the car, too, didn't you?
I did.
Well, all those roundabouts look surprisingly similar. They really do. So if you're not, if you lose your concentration for a second, you go right through your turn.
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
I think it's easier in the golf cart.
I don't know about that, but you're not going as fast anyway.
Yeah.
We use Google set to bicycle mode when we want to use the golf cart in places we don't know. But we're getting around pretty good. I mean, in about a year, we learned a lot. In 2 years, we're pretty good. Now we know just about everywhere we want to go, except if you have a yard sale in a certain neighborhood, we don't know all the streets.
No,
we'd have to use either Google Maps or that the Villages app, which is good as well. That is good for the fact that you can find all the rec centers, all the swimming pools, you know, all the big points of interest are on there. You just hit it and it will give you directions.
Give you the directions.
Yeah. It's time for bubble wrap.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. Most microwaves today have 3 filters. There's 2 underneath and 1 that's hidden. I'm going to show you how to change that one out on this week's Bubble Wrap.
The other day, my wife noticed a little red light on our over-the-stove microwave oven. A closer inspection revealed a reset filter notification.
Depending on your model, there are 2 grease filters. They're located under here, and they're easily removed and easily washed. But there's a 3rd filter that you need to disassemble a little bit to get to it. It's a fairly easy job. On my model, I have to remove 3 screws at the top of the cabinet. They come out easy, and then you can get to that carbon filter. Here's the tricky part. Open your door, come up to the left side over here. There's going to be a little notation that says to slide to the left. So you just take this, slide it to the left, and pull it out. Voila, there's your filter. To get it out, all you have to do is pull it up a tad. It'll slide right out. Get your new one and slide it right in. It's not going to be flush right here. Don't worry about that. This is how it's supposed to look. To reassemble, take that piece that you removed earlier, line it up, and slide it to the right. And then, of course, attach those screws that you removed earlier.
If you have a vent that leads up through your attic and onto your roof, chances are you don't need to change the carbon filter. Your exhaust goes up and out of your house. For the rest of us, you can get a new filter at Amazon or Lowe's. This one runs $19.
To reset that little red light, just put your finger on it, hold it for 2 seconds, and the light will go off. So remember, if your microwave doesn't vent outside, that filter should be changed about every 6 to 12 months. I'm Peter Bernard, and that's this week's Bubble Wrap.
Thank you, Peter. I wonder if you can wash those, because I really wouldn't want to buy a new filter every 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
So I'll bet there's a way to clean those. Could you check that out for us? But thanks for that, as always. Good information from Peter.
It's time for Pet of the Week.
Hey, Linda and Jerry. I want to introduce our family to you. This is Gumbo to the left, and this is Roo to the right. Both of these are rescue labs. Gumbo was shot in the jaw and was going to be euthanized, but we convinced them to let us recuperate her and bring her back to health, and she's doing fine. This is Roo, and he's also a lab, and he was born with a cerebellar defect, and he has no sense of balance, and so he has to be in a wheelchair in order to walk. And he is now, what, 4 years old, almost 4.5 years old, and Gumbo is now 2. And we're now residents of the villages in Richmond. And y'all have a good day. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. What a kind-hearted person you are.
Absolutely.
I mean, your one pup was shot in the head and you nursed it back to health and took care of it, and it's thriving now. And the other poor little fella has a wheelchair, and they're both labs, and that was a birth defect. So what a giving and kind person that is.
That's a huge heart.
But yeah, thank you for showing them to us.
Yes, and we need more people like you.
We absolutely do.
Yes, thank you.
Now back for more questions. This one is from Tony, formerly from Long Island, New York. We met somebody yesterday from Long Island, New York. There are lots of people.
Yeah.
All I've heard for years is that there are so many single women in the villages that you can't shake a stick without hitting one. Well, where are they? I'm not talking about the blue hair biddies with walkers. I'm talking about young, fit, attractive, fun-loving females. If you want to do a public service, tell me where they are. Tony, you are awesome.
Wow.
I wish you had included a picture of yourself so we could show these ladies what a real specimen of a man looks like.
We want to see that studly man.
There are more single women than men here. You're probably having trouble finding them if you're out there shaking a stick. You know, you could injure one of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well,
there are lots more women than men.
Yeah.
I'd say you got to go to the right places.
Well, I would say a lot of them go to the town squares, and if you're wanting someone that's active, they're going to be dancing. You're going to see a lot of group of girls. A lot of the line dancing girls may be single, so check the line dancing girls. A lot of the rec centers have clubs where they have socials, so you know, get involved. But I don't know. I know there's a lot of single women here.
How do you know so much about how these men should find a woman?
A woman? Well, I think if you want to put yourself out there, single women are going to be out there in the public.
Tony, what if you saw a group of 4 or 5 women? Because that's what they do. They hang out in packs.
We do. We hang out in packs.
Would you go up and try to get in the middle of that pack and see if anybody was interested, or would you be intimidated?
Then no, you'd go with another man.
Oh, you go with another man.
Another man, and you'd kind of
that cuts down 50% of your chances right there.
That's probably true. Yeah. Well, you get out on the dance floor and you just kind of stand around there, and then you start dancing, and then you know. Okay. Yeah, a girl.
All right, girls. Maybe you know, if you're interested, you know, like the loofah thing. If you're just looking for a date, maybe wear a I don't know, a red hat or something.
All right, this next question. I know that Linda volunteers at a secondhand store, but are there any volunteer opportunities with the villages itself? Well, there are so many ways to volunteer in the villages, but if you're going to go and try to volunteer for the villages itself, I called the district office, and they said there's not really anything volunteer there. Those are paid positions. Like if you're going to go to the sales office in any of the squares, that's paid positions. But the places that you're going to get for volunteer is during the clubs. Like if, say you're going to go to a yoga club or you're going to go to water aerobics, the instructor there is a volunteer. You're going to go to maybe if you're going to play softball, the scorekeepers are volunteers.
How about that Helping Hands group that you were talking about?
Yeah, that is a great thing. They're Helping Hands in your village. They have volunteers. You can sign up and you can help in your own neighborhood by making meals for someone that's hurt or sick.
I think they give rides to the doctor.
Absolutely. So that's a fantastic, called Helping Hands. So there's a lot of different ways you can volunteer. There's soup kitchens. There are... there's
just go to your church. Go to a church. They've got a million volunteer opportunities for you. Did you hear that? We're also filming another segment. We're going to do a show called Behind the Scenes to show you all this mess we've got here and how we prepare and get ready. Yeah. And that camera just conked out.
You just said goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can also volunteer at the schools, but I don't know about the villages charter schools, but you can at Wildwood Elementary and the junior high, middle school, Lady Lake. All the schools will have volunteers. I'm even thinking the libraries here will have them. So.
Yeah, but can you pass the background check?
Yeah, you got to do that too.
You got to pass the background
That's
check.
right. But there's ways to volunteer.
Okay, well, you volunteered this week. You volunteered to babysit that little astronaut plant. Bring it over here. Let's show them.
I got to show you what I volunteered to do.
Yeah,
Well,
one of our dear friends, two of them actually, are going on a big tour, and they brought this for Linda to babysit. Look at this.
First off, my friend Chrissy, love her dearly. She goes, "Would you mind babysitting?" I thought, oh gosh, a dog? I'm not sure. But they don't have a pet. They have a pet plant. Look at this cute plant. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, it's one of those little air plants.
He looks big there, doesn't he? Little bitty fella.
Tiny.
Look at this.
So I have, the spray bottle is bigger than it. Look at this. So I'm going to spray it every other day while they're gone. Oh, here, let me try it. And so I hope I don't kill it. But she doesn't know that I'm not really good with plants. Ask my bonsai plant, my poor bonsai.
Still alive.
6 years.
Still alive.
It's still alive.
Brian McGuire from Westerfield, Ohio. He's one of our top viewers. Brian, we recognize you and thank you for watching. Says he's a huge fan of our channel. Since we were both school teachers, we are used to public speaking. This probably helps in talking on your videos. My question is, how hard was it learning the technical aspects of creating, editing, and posting a YouTube show like yours? Thanks for all you do, and we'll see you when we get there. Well, that goes right hand in hand with our behind-the-scenes show I just told you about.
Yeah.
We'll tell you more in great detail then, Brian. But it was very hard. The only thing I knew technically was Photoshop. We had a photography business, so I could take your pimples off. I could take a few of the wrinkles out of your clothing.
How about my neck?
Yeah, I could work on that a little bit. But I didn't know anything about video editing. And I've learned a lot, learning as you go. And every day it seems I learn a new shortcut. And that's what makes it hard to transfer to a different program, because I've really learned the one I'm using. And it took a long time, but it feels good. You know, I feel like I'm creating something when I'm doing it.
And we weren't really used to all of this YouTubing at the beginning, especially me. Jerry did a lot more public speaking. He was an announcer for sports events, and he had some training in college.
Now batting number 16.
Yeah, he did a lot of that. So, but myself, no. As a teacher, I was used to being in my classroom and with small children, and they didn't care if you messed up or whatever. But as far as public speaking,
Chicken Muffin Man and Itsy Bitsy Spider with the best of them.
the best of them. But I've as Jerry said, I've come a long way, because right here I'm just in front of lights and
I'll tell a quick story.
Yeah.
You might remember this. We had a corporation-wide meeting, thousands of teachers. Half of them in the morning went to a meeting, the secondary teachers, high school and junior high, middle school. And in the afternoon, the elementary teachers went. I went in the morning, and the guest speaker was up there, and he called on a few people. And after the thing was over, I said, hey, in the second meeting, if you need a volunteer, you could call my wife. And I told him her name, and I said, she would be happy to come up and help you. So in the afternoon, boom, he calls her name.
I was mortified. I was in a group of hundreds and hundreds of elementary teachers, and I am not a person to get up in front of anybody. I am very, very timid.
She used to be.
Yeah, and I am still a little timid. But anyway, I was just mortified. I stood up, and then I thought, I don't even know. I can't even remember the question. I don't remember anything. I think I was in some kind of a shock mode. And all I can remember is when it was over, I was going to kill him.
Let's just say I ate out of a can for a while after that.
I really don't even remember the question.
Brian, we'll give you more on that later on.
This next question is from Robin. Hi, Jerry and Linda. I saw somewhere where someone would come in and change the batteries in the smoke detectors, and how I can't find it. Also, if I needed a light bulb changed in my lamp post outside, would they also do that? I can't climb ladders anymore. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, the village's fire department will come and put new batteries in your smoke detector. What you need to do is buy batteries, and they have to be brand new batteries, still in the package, so that way they'll know that they're new. They will come, they'll take that battery, they'll bring the ladders, they'll get up, and they'll replace them for you.
Wow.
That's between 8 and 4. All you do is call the Wildwood branch of the village's fire department, I can probably give you that number. And that phone number is 352-205-8280. And when you call, they will schedule you a time to do it, and you'll have to be free between 8 and 4 during a weekday. They have 2 full-time technicians, and they'll send one out to take care of it. And they'll also put in new smoke detectors. If you get the first alert detector, just like the ones that were in the house originally, they will replace those for you too.
Wow, very good.
That's another good service by the villages.
Good. That's good.
Time for the word jumble. Now, last week, the clue was Montana, the bus, and Theismann. Of course, those were 3 football players for the Fighting Irish. And who was the bus? You Pittsburgh people know, don't you? Jerome Bettis, great player. But it's been suggested to us that since many of you, raise your hand if you don't live in the villages. A lot of you. You won't know some of the things like when we had the word Buena Vista or the Sharon or whatever. So now we're going to branch it out and make clues to give you a chance to play too. And that's what we're doing on today's show. Today's clue, frustration, relatives, or a traffic jam might cause this. Frustration, relatives, or a traffic jam might cause this. Remember, if you get the answer, you know the answer, don't write it down in the comments. Just let us know you know it. Be witty. We get the wittiest stuff on there. I love it.
We do.
Time for Out and About. We went to Bella Vita.
We have enjoyed our out and abouts in the last couple of weeks. We've been heading to Spanish Springs. We did the Costa del Mar and now Bella Vita, and it was a fantastic place.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
You go in there and it feels upscale to me. Upscale. Yeah. White tablecloths. I always get a hard time from this one right here because you get stuff on the white tablecloth. They're not going to use it again. They're going to wad it up and then we'll go wash it. You can't help it. You know, when you get your knife and fork and they get red sauce on them, what are you supposed to do? They fall off your plate, I get a dirty look.
You bring your plate really close and you lean over.
Falls off twice, I get an elbow.
Yeah. Move your head over your plate.
But Bella Vita, the Italian food is their specialty.
Yeah.
And we were invited by Roxy and Paul, and we joined our friends Chrissy and Rob, who we mentioned earlier, for dinner there, and it was really good.
It was very good.
We started off with a meatball appetizer.
We did. Yeah.
Good meatballs.
Yeah.
For my main course, I had bolognese rustica. Now that was cannelloni with spicy red sauce with sausage and beef. And it was good. It was among the best pasta I've ever had. And it was one of the least expensive things on the menu.
Yeah.
Now Linda had a pork ribeye.
It was delicious. I loved it because it had grill marks all over it. It was charred just perfectly and very moist. And it also came with some kind of blackberry blueberry sauce. I don't know. I think it was blackberry sauce on it. It was so good.
And she did not eat it all and brought a good sized chunk of it home for me, and I had a sandwich with it the next day after I scraped all that
He didn't like the sauce.
jelly off of a pork chop.
I loved it.
The jelly on a pork chop?
Oh, it's a sauce.
But it was really good. It was good.
Yeah, it was very good.
Other folks that were, go ahead.
I want to tell them about the salad. We had a salad that was so awesome. Italian salads are the best because they'll put they'll put either the black olives or green olives. This one I think they had the black olives, but they put pepperoncinis, I guess you say. Then they had a lot of Parmesan cheese and the Italian dressing. I had blue cheese dressing, which I always order, but one of our friends ordered with the Italian dressing, and it was wonderful. So the Italian dressing there is the way to go.
Well, 3 people got a side salad, and that was you. But several people got the big salads.
Yeah.
And one of them got pasta Milano, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And they ordered a piece of salmon to go on it.
Yeah.
That extra piece of salmon would cost $12 extra. But it also had those beautiful grill marks. That they know how to do that. They can get those grill marks on there.
That was delicious.
And another one had pasta fresca. And everybody had a good time. And all of us said that the food we had was delicious.
Yeah.
Again, that's at Bella Vita.
Yeah. You must go. It's very good. Very good.
A few of them got drinks. Like some of the drinks were called a blackberry mojito. One ordered a Bonanza. I think that was a wine. And another one had a Cabernet. Those wines were $10 each.
It was
those drinks.
a little expensive night.
A good time was had by all, and we were appreciative. That's the way it goes in the villages. It's not too difficult to grab a bunch of friends and go out and have a good time. The total bill for 6 of us was $200.
Yeah.
There's the receipt.
Oh.
And that's not bad. I mean, it's $30 plus for each person for a first quality meal.
It was a nice evening. We stayed there quite a long time and chit and chatted, and we got to meet some other viewers while we were there too. So that was kind of fun.
And that included drinks. So I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, it was a great time. Go to Bella Vita. Yeah. It's time for Sweet and Salty.
All right, you take the sweet.
This is from Becky Williams. Thank you for everything you do to educate, inform, and entertain us. We love our beautiful home here in the villages.
Yeah.
Becky, I'm so glad you do. I can't imagine not loving your home here in the villages.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the kind words.
Yeah.
And then we have King 7 Seas.
Uh-oh.
You bunch of idiots. This is what dumb is about. Well, I mean, I hate to say anything, but, you know, you used a period, then you didn't put a space, you don't have a capital T, there's no period after about. I mean, but I'm an idiot.
Well, who's dumb and who's dumber?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're retired, grammar's not all that important anyway, are it?
It ain't. It's time for Ask Amy.
Hi, Audra here, and I wanted to clarify sometimes what well-intended neighbors say, but it's not always exactly the truth. So I have a lot of clients that come in, they sit down and they say, I have to have a revocable trust because I don't want my estate to be held up in probate for years and cost a ton of money and my beneficiaries have to pay it all to the government. I've already paid them enough in taxes, right? That's what a lot of my clients say. And when you come in and you get an estate plan from us, we really look at everything as a whole. We look at who your beneficiaries are. We look at what type of assets you have and truly what your goal is at the end. Because we have a lot of clients that come in that last will and testament is a sufficient estate plan for them. When they have beneficiaries on all of your bank accounts, sometimes called pay on deaths or PODs, that money does not go through probate. It goes directly to that beneficiary. So when we set up will-based estate plans, we ensure that our clients have beneficiaries on all of their money assets, and then we talk about their house or their real property. Now, typically when you have more than one piece of property, maybe a will-based estate plan isn't the best decision for you, but when you have one piece of property and you are giving your assets to your legal heirs, typically it takes about 90 days or sometimes even less to get through the probate process, and then you pay an attorney their fees, which sometimes is around $3,500. Really just depends on which attorney you go to. So when you have a will-based estate plan, at least from Pittman Law Office, we try to make sure that all of your accounts, your money assets, have beneficiaries on them, so it decreases the amount of time and money that goes through probate, and that you only have certain specific assets that are going through the probate process, which again can then limit the amount of time that it takes for that asset to go through probate. So sometimes well-intended neighbors don't have the best legal advice. So if you're interested, always reach out to us. Check out our YouTube channel. We have a lot of great information regarding revocable trust and last will and testaments and beneficiary designations. Thank you.
Thank you, Audra. That's great advice, and it's always good to hear from you and Amy. We appreciate you very much. Time for entertainment. I want to thank Mike Knapp for some of these intros that you've been seeing that are different than the norm. He sent those to us and said use them as we please, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Well, entertainment in the villages is always happening, and there's even things outside of the villages that are happening, and it's maybe not so entertaining for adults, but even for children. They have in Lady Lake, the Pyramid Park is back after lots of upgrades. They have spent quite a bit of money on putting new equipment there. So if you have grandchildren that are coming to the villages, take them to Lady Lake's Pyramid Park. So that's a lot of fun for the kids, and it's going to be beautiful. Also, there's a group called the Village Voices, the chorus group, and they are going to be presenting Sentimental Musings, and that's October 22nd at the North Lake Presbyterian Church. Tickets are $20. I've been to this little concert at Presbyterian Church, and it is a great concert. You're going to enjoy that. At the Savannah Center coming up, September 23rd and 24th. Oh, great, a great show. Direct from Sweden called Music of ABBA. Fantastic show. And the 29th of September, Dixie's Tupperware Party. And September 30th, the Motowners. And October 9th, the Grassroots with Rocky and the Rollers. That's
we're in on that.
Fun time.
Yes, ma'am.
October 9th.
Yep.
That's at the Savannah Center.
I'll try to get an interview with that.
That'd be kind of fun. The Tracy, that's in October 6th, the Spin Doctors. We have not been to the Tracy yet. We need to head up there. And October 9th, the Plain White Tees. Oh, down there. I always say up there. It's down there in the South. And then Caroline Ray is a comedian, and she's going to be October 19th at the Tracy.
And now it's time for Jerry and Linda's shoutouts.
Now we got a couple of folks that sent in video messages just to share with you.
Hi, Linda and Jerry. It's Robert and Olga Lopez from Miami, Florida. We're on our last day of our lifestyle visit, and we just had to find Gizmo's bench. We're sitting here in this peaceful area. I'm sure that Gizmo will love it. We thank you guys for everything you do, and we'll see you when we get here. Bye.
Hi, Linda and Jerry. This is Kelly and Melanie, and we are in Lake Mead, Arizona.
We're somewhere. No, we're still in Nevada, but we're somewhere out in the desert.
Just saying hi, and we'll see you in January when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see you when we get there.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you both. Hey, I hope that last couple made it out of the desert.
Me too.
You know, they were definitely directionally challenged, which I would be too. But if we don't hear from you in a week or so, we're going to send out a party. Thank all you folks, and send your pictures into villagesnewcomers@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to include you. Send them in landscape form if you can. That makes it so much better. It's a better picture. You got more pixels. It's not pixelated. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We hope to bring you another live show on Wednesday night, so please tune in for that. I've got some good topics in mind for that one.
If you enjoyed our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all your friends.
That's right. Remember earlier we asked you to subscribe? We're really striving for that 70,000 subscribers. So please take a moment to hit that. We'd appreciate it.
And share it with your family, friends, and neighbors, and anybody you know. Until next time.
See you when you get here.